Good morning. This is meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefing storm scoop. Obviously, the story is still Florence and her impact on the Carolina, let's just say southeast coast right now, tomorrow morning. So, really want to work you through what's going on, what we're forecasting. This is the Atlantic surface analysis. You can see it's packed full of goodies. While high pressure's in place here in the northeast, there is a stalled front that's finally getting out. It brought a lot of showers into this area the last day and a half or so. We have a tropical wave down in the Gulf that's trying to get itself situated. We have Isaac down by the islands. This is a tropical storm. We have Helene actually out here, and we have Joyce, all tropical systems. But right now, obviously, Florence is the one that we're worried about impacting the United States. Hurricane Florence could be, as forecasted by the Hurricane Center, a Category 2, a very strong Category 2 / very weak Category 3. They're going, they're forecasting 95 knots. That's a Category 2 level hurricane. Category 3 is 96 and above. So the difference between a major hurricane, which is a 3 and over, and a 2 is 1 knot. So you know what you're working with here. You can call it what you will. In a second, I want to look at rain bands because we're already seeing initial rain bands from Florence on the radar rotating onshore into eastern North Carolina. Let's look there. So here's the most current radar. Florence is slowly going to migrate west. We saw that hard turn in the models. Florence is going to track west towards the coast. We're going to see rainfalls. They've been downgraded a little bit from yesterday. We talked about that in the discussion. We knocked down some of the outputs from 36 inches to more between 20 to 27 between the models. So that's some good news. Let's put this into motion. So now, putting into motion the map, United States, you can see what we're doing here. We have that tropical system down here bringing some rain to the Gulf states. Again, that's not really going to get its act together, but here's Florence. Okay, blocking is still in place. Like I said, those rain bands are starting to get to the North Carolina coast. The big story with Florence, obviously, you're going to have winds around 100 miles an hour, and that's going to uproot trees, and that's going to make some damage for a lot of things that aren't tied down, and windows and the like. But, some of the biggest impacts, like we've been saying, are going to be the water that, will be coming from twofold, the sky and the ocean. So there will be flooding, and it will be epic. It may take 2 days, 36 to 48 hours for Florence to actually make its way to the South Carolina border. So it's just going to be slow moving, sitting there. And again, we're going to have rainfall that's pretty much nonstop, approaching up to 30 inches of rain. So once the system bumps up against the coast, we'll start seeing that friction with the land. It'll start slowing down. While it slows down, we'll see more of that due west turn. And now it's a matter of, does it go into the, through the coast, or does it go to the coast to the west? Because there's another impact happening there. We'll have to kind of see there. I think it enters. I don't think it sits off and floats away like we've talked about as a, let's say, 20% chance. I think you'll eventually see this come in and then work its way up and out here. There will be rain associated with this system into the northeast, but nothing like they're expecting to see in the Carolinas and Georgia. So we're going to keep an eye on it. I will jump to the models just so you can see what they're doing. I'd like to say at this point, I think we're done using the models as guidance or as a tool. I think we now need to be using the SPC website for current conditions and analyzing what's going on out there and using the radar and satellite. Those are the tools that we're going to want to see now. But let's see how the GFS does. And we can go back and look at this when the storm is over. It takes its sweet time, jumping in South Carolina, and then eventually it gets sucked up north, brings that swath of moisture into the northeast. This is early next week and pushes out. All right. Getting kind of tired of talking about this storm. we did a good job of seeing. It's been there for a while, and we've seen it come a long way, and we've seen it do a lot of things, and I think it's important. But now's the time that if you're still in those areas, it's time to go. You may have ridden things out in the past, but it's really time to go. But that's just one person's opinion. I am meteorologist Steve Krasnowski for Weather Briefings. This has been your Storm Scoop for Thursday. We will continue to update our regular website, our premium members, on all other clients. But for your Storm Scoop, that's it for today. Keep an eye on Florence. She is a machine.